Well, aw, dang it. I did it again. Sometimes I do that where I forget to take the overlay off when the countdown timer is finishing. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? How is everyone doing? I am so excited to be here with y'all today. So I know it's not Wednesday. I had to move our normal time to today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being flexible so that we could switch things up a little bit. We got a couple people from Texas in the house. What's up? This is exciting. So, Anna likes the intro music. I like it too. It kind of gets me going. It kind of like gets me all excited. And I like when there's a bunch of comments coming in when we've got that music playing and I just kind of, get going with it. So I love it. All right, my friends. So let me get I gotta turn my volume down on my headphones. It's kind of loud. So I'm like talking in my ears, like going crazy. I'm excited about today's episode because we're going to be talking about background music. Oh, this is actually a very popular topic that's been around for a while. We get asked questions about background music, honestly, quite often. And we've got a few ways that we can answer today's question for sure. So what's up, Don? Definitely good to see you here as well, being here with us live. I haven't seen you for a while live. So we're going to be talking about background music, most specifically background music with a slideshow. And that is because we had a great question in our Facebook group where, I just noticed something different about the studio. Maybe it's not different. Maybe it's always been like this, but I clicked on banners and then I clicked on banners again and they went away to clean up the studio. But then got a little distracted there. Sometimes Dan and Gage are like making changes and they just slip them in there and we don't even know about them. So maybe that's been there a while. I don't know. I've never clicked on that and done that before. So, okay. So what I was getting at is that we had this great question by Tasha. So Tasha posted the question in our group. She said, is there a way to play music with a slideshow without having to have my picture in the bottom corner of the screen? For example, I want to play music with my Google Slide a few minutes before my broadcast starts, but unfortunately we have to be on the screen for the sound to work. Is this correct? So here's the deal. Tasha, there's a few ways to accomplish what she's wanting to do. She's wanting to play music before her slideshow begins, right? Which she does not. The answer to this question is 100%. You do not have to be on screen to play background music and have a slide displayed. And I'm going to show you various ways that we can do that today. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. But before we get going, I wanted to just make sure everybody knows and welcome everybody to the show. This is the Ask Streamyard show. This is our weekly show where we take a question and we take a deep dive with that question. And this particular one I absolutely loved. We like to take questions. A lot of them come from our Facebook group, it seems like. And because we have a lot of users in there. So if you're not part of the Facebook group, definitely make sure you go hang out over there as well. Join that group. It's a great community. Many of you watching are in the community already, but a lot of people ask questions in there and they get help from other users to level up their live videos or just honestly, just simple questions. So super, super great. Love it in there. But if we also get a lot of feature requests about these types of things. If you have a feature request, do not put it in the comments today. Your best place is to go to streamyard.com/contact where you can fill out the form to get your voice heard on all that stuff. But if you want your question to be featured, all you have to do is post your question, use the hashtag AskStreamyard. It actually helps us find those of you that want to be featured on the show. And we might pick your question and put it on the show and take a deep dive with it like we are today for Tasha's question. So everybody's pretty excited. Got to say hi to all of our friends here hanging out with us. So Regina's new to the group. So welcome. Glad that Regina joined the group for sure. So a lot of stuff here. So Wes was already like getting way ahead of me. Here. So he's right. Before we really can talk about playing music in your live streams, we need to truly cover the fact that you need to make sure that you don't just go play any song. You need to have the rights to play that song. And we actually have videos about that. We have blog articles about it. We even had a lawyer on the show, Mitch, came on the show and talked about these types of issues. And so you definitely want to make sure that you have the rights to play music. Now, there are some places where you can subscribe to a music library where you can. Epidemic Sound is a very popular one. I use that for my own channel. You can also use free music out there. There is a wonderful gentleman named Harris Heller who created a little organization, a business, whatever, called Streambeats. And he has hired musicians and to create music that he wants everyone to use for free. So streambeats.com, you can learn more about it over there. He's not sponsoring the show. It's just really popular, really great. There are other sources out there very similar. If you have ideas or ones that you know that are 100% copyright free, go ahead and post those ideas in the comments for everybody. But Wes is right. Before we go anywhere, you have to make sure that you absolutely know that you can play that music, because if you're playing music that you don't have the rights to play, you can get I mean, you can get copyright claims, you can get your channel you can get your videos taken down, you can even get your channel taken down. So you definitely want to make sure you know what you're doing in regards to playing music. You can't just play anything, right? You can't just go grab your favorite Britney Spears song and play it in the background or during your countdown. So make sure that you have the rights to play that stuff, and always read the licenses, because just because you have a subscription to a particular service does not necessarily mean that you have the rights to play it on all of your channels, right? So definitely one of those things for sure. So definitely want to check that out. Okay, so yeah, Anna, I can talk about that. She says, into the topic, we also talk about adding sounds like applause. I can certainly talk about that today as well. So let's talk about this again. So we are definitely going to be talking about adding background music, most specifically with a slideshow, but we're going to be talking about it in general. So here's the deal. One of the easiest, and honestly, those of you that are using Streamyard, the easiest way for you to use background music that is 100% legal, copyright free, all the things, is to use the background music in the Streamyard studio. So if you go into your studio and you go to brand and you scroll all the way down, and this is for everyone, free accounts, paid accounts, all of the above, you can absolutely play music. So let me just play some music for you. So the one that I played in the very beginning is our dance pop. I like it. It's kind of my favorite one, but we have lots of different, we have 8 tracks in there right now. As of right now, you cannot upload your own song. We get this question a lot. It is absolutely a feature that sounds like, from the times I hear Dan and Gage talk about it on the town halls, it is a feature that they are exploring and kind of plan to add. I'm sure it will be on the paid plan for you to upload your own music. So, but right now you have 8 tracks to choose from. Here's one of them. This is the dance pop one. So, and you can change the volume. You can adjust the volume as well. So here we go. We're adjusting it a little bit there. So it's pretty loud probably for you. And you can adjust the volume and make it go down. So I'm going to turn it down a little bit there. So you can use this. So when you use this, you can 100%, this is just going to be background music. Like, it's background. You don't have to worry about anything. It's super easy. This is 100% the easiest way to have background music in your show when you have a slideshow. So I'm going to actually go ahead and display some slides. Let me get into a couple slides that I want to show, because these are fun, right? Okay, so if I want to display my slideshow, I'm going to go, obviously, share my slides, right? I'm going to go share my slides. I'm either going to upload the slides to StreamYard, or I'm going to share my screen where I have my PowerPoint going. I'm going to add this to the stream now. And we have different layouts. So you have the picture-in-picture layout, which is what Tasha was referring to when she said, do I have to have my picture in the lower corner? This is the picture-in-picture. This would be the screen layout, where it's mostly, most of the screen showing. Then we have our news layout, as it's called, where the PowerPoint is smaller, but you can hear the music. The music is playing, right? So we're using our PowerPoint. I can go through my slides. I can change my slides over here if I want to do that. But here's the deal. All the way out to the right in your layouts, and I'll show this to you in just a moment. All the way out to the right, you have what's called cinema layout. And if you are sharing your screen and you click on cinema layout, it's going to just show your slide. That's it. I'm still here. You can still hear me. I am still part of the stream. You're just not seeing me. The other thing that you can do is down in the studio where you have your screen share, you can also just click on the full screen layout for that screen share. There's a button right there that you select, and it's going to literally do the same thing. So let me just do this really quick, really fast. I'm going to do something so that y'all can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to literally do a screen share video of me clicking those, and then I'm going to show you that screen share video. So I'm using Screencast-O-Matic. I absolutely love this thing. Okay. Oh, it always makes my mic go up. I don't know why it does that. Okay. So let me do a quick screen record. Okay. We got our slides displayed. Out here to the right, down in our layouts, right here, you have cinema layout. You're going to select that. That is going to take you to cinema layout. You can go back to go back to cinema layout, go to picture-in-picture, go to these different layouts, right? The other way that you can also just have your slides displayed is down here. When you have your screen share, select that full screen layout button right there, and it's going to do the same thing as the cinema layout. It's going to put it in cinema. And so that is a way that you can have your background music playing while you are having your screen displayed. Okay, So let me go ahead and pull that video in. Let me get it. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to save it. Cinema layout. I got to title it so I know what it is. Cinema layout. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. So those of you that aren't maybe as familiar with the studio and you want to see what the heck I just did, I want to show it to you. So I want to go ahead and pull this in to my video clips, and I am going to show you. Oh, it's still finishing processing. Still finishing up here. All right, here we go. So I'm going to upload that to my studio, and I'm going to play that video for you so you can see what the heck I just did. I'm going to go ahead and turn the music off. I'm going to stop that music. So I literally am showing you how to have... I'm checking in on the comments really quick, so... Yeah, okay, so this is something. So back to the whole legal thing that as we're uploading that video and as I'm getting that ready, 100%. So Laura is making a great point. She said some will still claim it's their music and it has to be investigated by Facebook. So this can be a problem. There are times where there are actually con artists out there that are doing this. They are claiming that some of this music is theirs when it's not, and it gives you like a strike, and you have to go through this really annoying process. And it is a problem. It's becoming a growing problem. I have absolutely no doubt that this is going to get better because it's becoming a problem, and the platforms do not want this to be the case. So I have no doubt that Facebook, YouTube, they are going to get better about this situation and make it better. I personally, oh my God, have not had this happen to me, but I know a lot of people have had it happen. Yeah, so Aussie K-pop let me try it again. Aussie K-pop Mum TV says, Nick and D Niven have started a copyright-free music site as well. Yeah, I did hear about that. I haven't checked it out yet. I need to check it out for sure. I want to check that out. Now, Agent Bay, YouTube has a great music library. Yes, but you also have to understand that you cannot use that music anywhere. So that is something really important. So if you're multi-streaming or you're going to be repurposing your videos, you need to be really careful about using that music library. I think you have to be really careful. There are some terms with where you can use those songs. So definitely keep that in mind for sure. Okay, so what's up, Bait Mart Designs, joining us live. Okay, so let me just go ahead and play this video now, and I'll show you what I was talking about. Now you're going to see a little behind the scenes version. Okay, we got our slides displayed. Out here to the right, down in our layouts, right here you have cinema layout. You're going to select that. That is going to take you to cinema layout. You can go back to go back to cinema layout. Go to picture in picture, go to these different layouts, right? The other way that you can also just have your slides displayed is down here. When you have your screen share, select that full screen layout button right there, and it's going to do the same thing as the cinema layout. It's going to put it in cinema. And so that is a way that you can have your background music playing while you are having your screen displayed. Okay, so I didn't have system audio being recording when I was making that screen share. So, okay, so let's talk about this because this is a great question. So Anna has a great question. Not a dumb question, Anna. It's a great question. She says, should we mute our mic as we show the slide if we just want to let the music play? Yes, I highly recommend that. Here's the thing to keep in mind. So if you are using the music in the Streamyard studio, you actually don't even have to be added to the stream if you want. So what I mean by that is you can remove yourself if you don't want to accidentally, your mic be hot. You can 100% remove yourself and the music will still play. You can just have your slides displayed and music's playing. You don't even have to be added to the stream. And then when you're ready to, if you are going to be talking at all, right, then you would have to be added to the stream. So I do recommend that if you just want music to play and you're doing this during like maybe as your stream is getting started and you don't want anyone to hear you and you don't need to be talking, then yeah, I would mute your mic because sometimes you might forget that your mic is on and you might blow your nose or make a noise or take a phone call. I don't know, whatever, right? Sing along to the music. And do you want everyone to hear you singing? So you do want to think about that, but it's optional, of course, to mute your mic, but it is up to you. It is something that I would recommend if you are just playing the music and you're not, taking the thing any further. Okay, so that is literally that. I showed you how to use the music inside StreamYard, but it's not the only way. It's not the only way. There are multiple other ways that we can be sharing our music. If you are just now joining us, we are answering Tasha's question about playing, showing a slideshow and having music playing, but not being on screen. So I just showed you the layout versions that you'd want to be selecting in order to not be on screen, right? We talked about that. Like right now, you can hear me, but I have an overlay displayed right now. I can still be playing music and all the things. Y'all might hear a lawnmower now. That is not background music. That is actually legit people mowing my condo community. They decided to come mow today because I wanted you all to hear them, maybe. So if you hear that, that's not a new track that we've uploaded called Lawnmower. It is actually people mowing the lawn and doing that. So, I got to get this thing off here. My bad. Sorry. Kind of kept that on there for a while. All right. So let me go back to me. So the other way that you can actually play some music, this is a little bit quirkier. Okay. So you can play some of whatever, like if Stream Beats, for example. Okay, so if you wanted to play Stream Beats, you 100% can do that from your computer. All you need, I would recommend 2 monitors. I would recommend playing, having a Spotify account and playing or Amazon or Apple Music. He's on these tracks are on all those. Keep in mind, I'm not saying you can play anything from Spotify, Amazon Music, or what was the other one I said? Amazon or Apple Music. Okay. What I'm saying is that Stream Beats has put their music on these applications. Okay. So they have put them on the applications. You can use them as long as you're playing the right songs. You can play this music. So the way that you would do this is you would share a screen and you would share the system audio as well. So I will show you what I mean by this. The other thing is that if you wanted to play music from a Chrome browser, like Spotify.com, epidemicsound.com, any of those types of places, you would share a Chrome tab and you'd want to share the Chrome audio. So I'm going to show you how to do this right now, and then I'm actually going to do it so that you can actually hear it, what it sounds like and what it's like. So let me play this quick video for you. All right, I'm going to show you how to share your screen with the audio so that you can actually play music from something that you're playing on your computer. So first we're going to do is we're actually going to go to share a screen. Now I have Spotify.com opened up on a Chrome browser right now, and that's where we're going to be playing the music from. So we're going to go to share. I'm going to go to share screen, and you're going to have a couple of options here. If you share entire screen, you are going to see down here, share system audio. I actually recommend you use this method if possible because the audio quality is going to be better. You will also have the option of sharing a Chrome tab, which as you can see here, I have Spotify selected. You would want to share the tab audio as well. So if you're playing something and you just want to share the tab and that's it, this is where you'd want to go. You want to use Chrome if you're going to do this. But again, you can go to the entire screen. We're going to select screen 1 and I'm going to select share system audio. So I'm going to share that. It's going to stay backstage. You won't hear the audio. Your audience won't hear the audio until you share this. So you would want to add it. But if you don't want this to be showing, then you actually just want to go over here to solo layout. And you want to make sure that you just keep it this way. So if I go ahead and I actually play some music, you will hear background music. Now, over on Spotify, I can control the audio. I can control the audio on the Spotify.com webpage, which is what you'd want to do to control it to make it more of a background volume. And so that's actually pretty important to consider when you are going to be using something, this method, is that you want to be able to have something that gives you a volume control because your system audio isn't really going to make a difference here. So that's what you want to do. You want to toggle that. Now, something to keep in mind as well is that if you are doing this and you need to share slides or something else, you're going to run into an issue there unless you minimize Spotify. So again, I'm actually going to minimize this application over on that other screen, and then I can pull something else up and share my screen, of course, like slides or something else. So these are a couple of the quirky things you want to do, but it can definitely be done. You just got to play around with it, which, as I always say, practice in a Facebook group so that you can figure out how to make this method work. Okay, so again, it's kind of quirky. I really do recommend you play around with this. It's definitely possible, as you can see. Now, I know that my tutorial video didn't have any music playing, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do this live. So I have 2 monitors, okay? So I have 2 monitors. I have Streamyard open over here, and I have Spotify open on my other monitor, and that is also where my PowerPoint is. This is definitely going to make your life easier if you're wanting to do something like this. So also got to give a shout out to Dana Benz. She is watching with us today. She and I together, we call ourselves Dell. I don't know if you all know that, but we host the virtual summits together, and I think it was the last summit that Dana decided that we should be called Dell. So it's so funny. I love it. Glad that you're here, Dana. It's good seeing you in the comments. Okay, so let's do this. So I'm going to share this system. You saw also where sharing system audio is different than sharing a browser tab. So I have the browser tab, the browser open right now. Okay, so I'm going to start by sharing the browser audio. That's what we're going to start out with. So I'm going to share my screen. And as I showed you in the demo, I'm going to go to Chrome tab. And I'm going to make sure that the checkbox is selected for Share Tab Audio. So I am going to say Share Tab Audio. I am going to now start playing some very 80s style music that maybe some of you 80s gamers are going to like. We'll see, not sure. So here we go. This one's called Moon Cheeseburger. You should hear music. Tell me if you hear music. Makes me want to play music. I know you don't see it, Kimberly. You're not supposed to see it, right? So I'm not. Oh, it's because I didn't add it. There you go. Now you hear music, but you don't see the screen, right? How about now? Tell me now. I'm watching it because there's a delay. Very soft music. Yeah, how about now? Are we hearing the music? Yep. Okay, so I'm going to turn that down. So here's the deal. I know, right? Kind of takes you back to Sonic the Hedgehog and all those things. Okay, so let me show you my screen now. All right, so as I mentioned earlier about the audio, down here, you can't really see my mouse for some reason, but right here, down in the lower right-hand corner, see this? Down in the lower right-hand corner of that screen, I am adjusting the audio right inside of Spotify. This is pretty important because if you're going to be playing background music, you need it to be in the background. You don't want it to just be max volume, okay? So that's what you would do. If you want to fade in, fade out, that's what you're going to need to do there. You're going to need to kind of do this like that, right? This is what it sounds like when you share Chrome audio. So I want you to listen to this. Okay, so it sounds okay. It doesn't sound amazing, right? It's not like, it's not like some amazing studio, right? So it's because we're using Chrome. The Chrome is, streaming it. It's going to kind of do this little kind of, I don't know. Do you like that sound effect? That's what it does when it kind of it's not as clean, right? And that is because we're sharing through the internets and we're sharing through a Chrome tab, and we're limited with Chrome and what it can do. So definitely, that's the way it sounds with Chrome tab. So I'm actually now going to remove that. I'm going to kick my screen share out of the studio. Now, again, let me do this. Let me add this again, because again, Tasha's question was all about doing this with a slideshow, right? So you see here in the news layout, this is what we got. Oh, that's Chrome tab. I actually do need to remove that and change that because it's Chrome tab only. Stop screen. I'm going to share my entire screen this time. Okay, share screen, share system audio. I'm going to share it. So now I have the whole screen displayed. Let's go back to that layout. There we go. So now my entire monitor is being shown to you, okay? I'm going to play music. Let's turn it down. It might sound better, but it might sound a little bit, it might sound similar, but maybe it sounds better. That's right. It is going to compress the audio, as Wes is saying. I will tell you that when you share from a Chrome tab and the audio from the Chrome tab, the audio is more compressed than when you share from system audio. However, I'm still playing music from a Chrome browser, okay? It is a little different than if I were to open Spotify on my computer, which is software downloaded to my computer, and I open Spotify and play the same playlist in Spotify. Now, again, I cannot emphasize this enough. I am not saying go play anything from Spotify. I am playing right now Stream Beats by Harris Heller, which is copyright-free music. He legit purposely created this for streamers to use in their content, as well as video people and podcasters, right? So it's really, really important that you understand. I'm not saying just play anything from Spotify, okay? Don't go like play anything. Don't go play like you're, Britney Spears, and then YouTube takes your stuff down and you come back and say, Mel, you told me to play Spotify. No, I didn't. Okay? Make sure you're playing copyright-free music. There are some artists that have copyright-free music that they've put to in Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and others. So that's definitely really important. So Ron says, we need to see the control you're using on how to share audio. So I just played a video. I did a tutorial. I am sharing my screen and I am sharing the system audio. And then I'm using the volume button on the Spotify, which is where I'm playing the music, to control the audio. That's how I'm doing that, okay? So we are using share system audio. We're sharing a screen and we're making sure that checkbox is checked for sharing the system audio. So that's how we're doing this right now, Ron. Okay, so what was I getting ready to do? Oh yeah. So I'm now gonna open Spotify. All right. So I'm gonna open Spotify, the app installed on my computer. And I'm going to go to solo mode so I can get myself organized here. I'm going to stop this browser and I'm going to open it up. I want you to hear the difference. I really do. Oh, it looks like I have to, hold on one sec. Let me close that. And you should hear it. All the old Nintendo players, you are loving this right now. Like original Nintendo, like me. All right, so same thing. I need to control the audio in the Spotify app. Oh, you don't hear it. Okay, hold on. It might be because I switched the app. Let me try it again. So I'm going to share my screen. System audio is not checked for some reason. Sharing again. Do we hear it now? It'll go to the next song. Let me know. Let me know if you guys hear it now. I just redid it. But it's funny because literally this takes me back to like old school Nintendo. Nothing still. Okay. Let me see what's going on here. That's weird. Okay. I see that we don't hear it. It might be, oh, you know what? I know why. I know exactly what's happening here. Okay, bear with me. This is a complicated tech thing that I have set up on my system. I can fix it. So let me fix this really fast. I got to go to my sound settings. I got to do something really quirky. And I'm going to get into this in a moment, actually. I am going to get into it because we are going to talk about this particular type of thing too. So hold on, bear with me because I want you to hear what it sounds like when we don't have that going on. Okay, let's see. Need to open this, go to sound settings. I need to remap where Spotify plays because right now, what's happening is Spotify is routing to a different place. So I need to change it. And let me know, please, if it fixed it. Okay, do you hear the music now is my question. I may have to reshare it, but let me know. I always hate it when it's like this. Sometimes I like to have my streams open in another thing so I can constantly check it, but I'll just let you all let me know. But there is a delay, of course, so I got to wait for your responses to come in. Everybody still says no. Let me reshare. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to close Spotify and reopen it because I bet you that's part of it. So here's what's crazy. So I'm going to explain this in a moment. I knew this was going to happen today. I'm like, this is like a complex thing to answer. It's one of those complicated things to answer. Let me try that. Let me remove that. I'm going to reshare. So I actually just opened Spotify up again because I probably had to redo it. Hopefully it's not one of those things that only comes into play when I restart. But okay, we're going to try it again. Tell me, do you hear? Oh, I got to add it. Do you hear it now? The Beauty Live shows. Exactly, Carlos. Some things are harder to demo than others live. So sometimes that's why I like to do that screen recording first and stuff. But sometimes things just don't always go the way you want them to either. But it's okay. It happens, right? It happens. So I'll explain what. Nope. Everybody says nope. Well, I don't know why it's not working. Okay. Here's the deal. I promise it's supposed to work. It really, truly is supposed to work. I have no idea why it's not working. I actually think that it is because I have a bit of a complex thing set up on my computer, and that is an audio thing. So I am going to tell you that I do believe 100%. I've done it before. I used to do it this way, and it totally worked. So I have a feeling that I would have to restart my computer to get that to work. Of course I could do that because Streamyard's in the cloud. So if I were to restart my computer, this stream would not end. It would actually keep going, which is one of the beautiful things about it. I have literally restarted my computer midstream before. I could do it, but I don't really want to do that. But here's the deal. That video I showed you, it does work. So applications on your computer, on your system, if you're playing music from them, you can have that music come through your stream, right? You would, of course, put the PowerPoint up and then minimize whatever app you're doing, and then you would 100% be able to use background music. So that's what we're talking about. Yeah. So Kimberly says, I like it when you do the screen recordings. Okay, good. Yeah, I do that. I try. Because sometimes things are hard to show you, because it creates that inception look when I share my screen and you're seeing what I'm doing. So, okay, let's see. Oh, good. John likes it when I'm trying to figure it out and it doesn't work because it helps you guys understand too. Okay, that's the thing, system audio. So you can play stuff in the browser or on the system audio. Obviously, I played a little demo earlier on how to do that and what I was talking about. But those of you that are just now joining us, we are answering Tasha's question about sharing your music with a PowerPoint slide and not being visible. And I already showed the different layout options because that is truly the main question here, right? The main question is that you are needing to use the different layout options so that you can control what's being displayed. And you can display things and have you in the background and still able to talk, right? So that's what we're talking about today. We're answering that question. And I already did a demo on those layouts. So if you're just now joining us, go back, watch the replay. There's a little tutorial that I did on those layouts. So let's go with Joanne Banco. Hello, Joanne. It's always good. I love it when you're on these shows. Wouldn't your camera go off if you restarted? Yes. So if I restarted my computer, what I recommend you do, and this is what everyone should have in their arsenal, especially those of you on the paid plans, you would have a Be Right Back overlay. And if you put a Be Right Back overlay up or a background screen or whatever, click on that and then restart your computer. Anyone that comes in and out of that stream will see that Be Right Back screen. And then when you rejoin, you have to turn everything back on. So yes, your camera would go away, your audio would go away, but the stream would not end. And so yes, great question. Definitely one of those things. Let's see. Yep. So Dale actually says he did this very same thing on his show Saturday where he shared using the Chrome tab, which is what I did earlier. And it worked. But for whatever reason, my routing on my other thing is kind of being funky. So, okay. I want to talk to you guys about a couple more complicated ways to do this. Okay. So I wanted to answer Tasha's question, but at the same time, I also wanted to answer questions that y'all have, which are, what are some other ways we can share music, right? In our streams. So, but Murray, Montgomery wanted to know what was the name of the non-copyright place on Spotify. So Stream Beats. It's Harris Heller. His name is Harris Heller, Stream Beats. If you go to that, you can go to, I would actually recommend you just go to streambeats.com and you can kind of learn about what's going on there. And then also you can, there's ways you can click through to Apple Music. So if you have Apple Music, use that. If you have Spotify, use that. And then there's also Amazon Music as well. He does also have a lot of his music over on YouTube. So you could totally do the same thing I was doing from the YouTube. I like the audio quality better from Spotify. I think it just works better. So definitely one of those things. Okay, I want to talk about the third option, which is bear with me because it's not, these next two things are going to be added expenses as well as complexity. Okay, so I already talked about the easiest way, which is sharing background music right inside the Streamyard studio. Right inside the studio. That's the easiest way. And then I just talked about sharing audio from a Chrome tab, making sure that when you share your screen, you select share audio as well as system audio. Now, this way is something that's going to be difficult for me to demo for you, but I want to point it out because it is something that's out there. And here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to give you a few examples of these virtual audio mixing applications. There are so many videos out there on YouTube. So I am not going to do an intensive demo on this today, but I'm just going to let you know what the experience is like so that if it's something you want to invest in, maybe you can. But you need to go out and do some research on these things. I'm not going to take the deep dive and do the demo today on it. So it's definitely something that you can do. So let me, actually, I was going to have a camera in a special place for this, and it's not in the right spot. So here's what I've got. Right now, I use what's called Beacon Mix Create. And that is a piece of hardware that is also a piece of software, an application that you install, right, on your system. And it is a virtual audio mixer. However, this particular one comes with a piece of hardware that also allows you to, let me see if I can, yeah, here it is right here. So this is the Beacon Mix Create right here, okay? So you can see the knobs. It's very lightweight, it's very small, it's very fun, very cool. I can actually control audio with this, but you absolutely use the application in order to route the music. So it's a matter of routing certain things on your computer to certain knobs that you then can control with the knobs, okay? So that's what we have going on there. Okay, so let me show you what Beacon looks like as well. Show you that actual application, which mimics the knobs. Okay, let me do this. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So this is what the application looks like right here, okay? Right there. So I've got this back here open. I'm on a PC, for those of you that know, I'm on a PC. So this is what the application looks like. And you can notice here that these, that's where my microphone is. This is my mic, browser, Chrome will route through there, all the things, right? So you can route music through these different channels and then you can play them in Zoom, Streamyard, wherever, okay? So if I want to use Chrome again and go back to Spotify, which I need to open back up. Oops. Nope, I need to open a new tab, new window. Let's go to Spotify again. Jump back in. Yeah. Okay. I need to close Spotify. And we can do this. This should work. All right. So I have Spotify ready. We're going to minimize that for now. The thing you have to do when you use these virtual mixers is you have to route the music. So earlier, I had Spotify routing into my hardware, which I think is part of what was causing the problem. I've got my browser, see here where you route it? I've got it routing to Beacon Mix Create. So that's one of the complexities. Again, I'm not going to go do a full demo here, but I'm just showing this to you because this is a really important part. Now, the other thing that's going to happen here is, hold on. You need to check it. Okay. You see that right there? You may not hear that because of the way I'm sharing my screen. I don't know if I clicked share audio or not, but this is important. So it's working. So you see Chrome right here. It's routed into this knob. All right, let me go ahead and pause that. I'm gonna turn it all the way up because it's down. So I'm going to now go into StreamYard. So this is the other thing. I'm going to go to StreamYard, and what I need to do next is, right now I have my Wave 3 set up as, that's my microphone I selected when I went into StreamYard. What I need to do next is I need to go change my mic to my Beacon Mix Create audience mix. Okay, so this right here, you notice here, audience mix, anything that's routing out to that is what you're gonna hear next when I change my mic. So I'm gonna go into my settings, audio. Okay, I have changed my mic, I have changed my audio my microphone to now be the Beacon Mix Create. Now, if you watch something here, I want you to watch both of these at the same time. So notice here, this is the mic knob. I want you to listen to me talk right now. I'm going to turn this knob down as I'm talking, and you notice the knob in the software goes down, and you also are not hearing me as loud as I was, right? So now I'm turning it back up, and you should hear me just fine now. So you can actually, that's kind of how this works. That's the microphone. Now I'm going to play our music over here in Spotify.com. Okay? I'm turning it down. It's really loud. And I did it with the knob, right? So go back to Beacon. Notice right here. I know you can hear it. So I know that you can hear the music because I can see it right here. So I can turn it down as well, right there. So this is virtual audio mixing software, okay? There are lots of them out there, right? Lots of them out there. But this is one that it's a newer one on the market, and it comes with this piece of hardware that allows you to control the app. You have to have the app. You also can do it in the app. Look at this. I'll put it on my mouse, right? You can't hear me now? What? You can hear me. You should be able to hear me. How about me? You can hear me now, right? Okay, I think I know what happened there because I was doing two things at the same time. Let me try this one more time. Share screen, system audio, not checked. Okay, you can hear me. Did we enter a video game? Doug, I'm playing some very video game style music today. We are. Okay, so you should hear me fine, right? I think it's because I was sharing my screen. I had system audio on as well. Sorry about that. How is the music changing now? That's my question. Is the music changing up and down now? Is it fading back? Yes. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So here's what happened. I had the system. I was sharing my screen so I could show you this, but I also had system audio sharing. That was totally overriding everything that I was doing with the Beacon Mix. It's annoying. I'm sorry, guys. Like, seriously, so sorry. But you now understand, like, so I can literally use these knobs as I was showing you, right? So right here. I can also mute it. I can hit that button and I can mute it. So again, this comes with hardware. I can do all this in the application as well. So it's definitely one of those cool things. Here's what I'll say. There's other applications out there, and I want to talk about those, but I want you to do your own research because I'm not going to do a deep dive on demoing this stuff, okay? I just wanted to show you all of the possibilities that come with this type of stuff. So I'm going to turn this music down a little bit more. So literally, this microphone right here that I'm using is the Elgato Wave 3. There's another one called the Elgato Wave 1. These microphones are USB microphones. They sound great. You can tell they sound great. They also come with companion software that is included with the microphone. So you plug the microphone in, you go to Elgato's website, it lets you download the WaveLink application. The WaveLink application looks very similar to that Beacon application, okay? But it's simpler. It doesn't have quite as many other features and whatnot. It also does not currently come with hardware. I would not be shocked if Elgato comes out with something to compete with this piece of hardware. However, if you have a Stream Deck, you can use the Stream Deck to control the WaveLink application, kind of like I was doing with that. So they do integrate together. So if you're on the market for a new USB microphone, you could look for a Wavelink, Elgato Wavelink microphone, because it's going to come with virtual mixing software that will do everything I just showed you, but not with a piece of hardware. The other one that's out there is the Rode NT USB Mini. It comes with an application called Rode Connect, very similar to the Wavelink application. So these are virtual audio mixing applications. However, there are other audio mixing applications. If you're on a Mac, Loopback is an application. And if you're on a PC, Voicemeeter. Those are some applications that you can also look into. From what I understand, I've never used either one of them. They can be used. They can be great. They also can be quirky and a little bit difficult to learn. So do your research. If you don't want to buy a new microphone, you might want to look into Loopback or Voicemeeter. I'm sure there are others out there as well. But those are virtual audio mixing applications. When you use something like that, the cool thing is I don't have to have my screen shared at all. I don't have to share my screen because it's all routing through the audio input into Streamyard. So I don't have to worry about weird, quirky things, checkboxing anything at all. I just can play the music and go. I can share my slides. And again, the whole big thing of having your slides displayed with music in the background, you just need to make sure that you use the right layouts that you want. So super, super, super fun. Glad I got that to work. My goodness. So Inventory Lab says, in case I do that, where do I turn off system audio sharing? The only way to do it is you have to literally remove your screen from the studio. So you actually would click on the three dots where that little thing is where it says share your screen. Click on three dots and you need to click stop screen. And when you do that, then you would reshare your screen and make sure system audio is not checked. Definitely one of the things you have to do for sure. Yeah, okay. Michael, I just saw your question. I actually just went through those. So yeah, so there are virtual audio mixing applications out there that don't come with the mics, that you don't have to buy a mic to use them. Again, and Loopback and Voicemeeter are the ones that are really popular. There are others out there for sure. Thomas says, my question is, when streaming to multi-platform, does it use more CPU power than single destination? So if you are using StreamYard, it does not. And that is because you are streaming to StreamYard, and StreamYard is taking care of pushing it out to the multiple platforms. If you're using software on your system and you're streaming to different destinations with like software installed, absolutely it is going to take up way more CPU usage, as well as not necessarily CPU usage, but bandwidth with your internet. That's really where it comes into play. It's not always the bandwidth on your CPU. Those applications do take a lot of CPU usage, but it's really your internet bandwidth. So when you're multi-streaming just using software and pushing straight out, you're literally it's like taking one internet signal and dividing it into three. So as you know, it's not going to be as good. Whereas if you push to StreamYard and let StreamYard push it out to those multiple destinations, then you're not dealing with bandwidth issues at all. So it's definitely an important thing to consider for sure. Okay, so here's the deal. The fourth way to do this, the fourth way to share the music, as we're discussing, is to use mixing hardware. So actual audio mixing hardware. Now, what I just showed you, my Beacon Mix Create, as well as, the application that it came with, could be considered hardware. I mean, it really is technically, but it's not. It is different than what this next phase is, or this category is. Really what that is it's an application on your computer that is being controlled by a piece of hardware, which I guess in a way many of them are. I'm not routing. No mics are plugged into this piece of hardware. None of that. Nothing is plugged into this. Literally, this is a USB-C out that goes into my computer. You can't plug any microphones into this. So it's literally using software and the applications on your computer, your audio routing. It's controlling that. That's really what it's controlling. And that is how it's routing everything. The difference between this category here, which would be like a Rodecaster Pro, a Go XLR, things like that, is that you actually plug your microphones into the hardware, not into your computer. My microphones, my mic is plugged into my computer, boom. If I were using a Rodecaster Pro, or like I said, a Go, I would be plugging those things into the hardware. And then the hardware is controlling. You can do all kinds of stuff on the hardware. And then that is being then put into your computer, right? So there's a difference there. The processing, that stuff's happening in the hardware versus happening on your computer. So the last version I just talked about, that stuff's happening on your computer. This other version it's all happening in the hardware. Probably is going to give you the best audio quality possible. using the hardware, letting that hardware do the processing and then push it to your computer. It's going to be a cleaner version of everything, right? So again, I mentioned Rodecaster Pro. I don't have any of these things to demo for you at all. I can tell you Christian has a Rodecaster Pro. So he has his microphone pushing into his Rodecaster Pro, and there's buttons on the Rodecaster Pro that you can program sound effects to as well, other things. Again, you can do a lot of editing and processing with your, customizing the sound of your voice. You can use voice changers and things like that with these devices as well. So you can control music with those as well. So it's definitely something to think about. So lots of different ways that you can do this. But again, the biggest thing I wanted to cover today, which was to answer Tasha's question, was how to do this and having that basically just you on screen and not showing your audio application or whatnot. And you would need to make sure that you're basically messing with the different layouts in order to do that. That is definitely the key when it comes to that. So that's what we wanted to talk about today on today's show. Let me get this off there. So again, if you have questions about this, put them in the comments. We definitely still look at the comments. So if you're just joining or if you still have questions or still unanswered things or ideas about more content that you want to see in regards to this topic, let us know. So we do our best to answer your questions on the Ask Streamyard show, but we know that you may have more questions. So put them in the comments and we will definitely get some answers to you. I know that we have a great blog with lots of other articles. We have videos about voice meter. We have videos about loopback. We have all kinds of stuff out there if you're interested in these things that I mentioned today. So if you want to know more about those things, just put those in the comments and we will get responses to you. Oh, there's like a gnat flying in front of me. It's that time of year. So anyways, I wanted to make sure that you all know too that we will be back next week for another show of Ask Streamyard. It'll be Wednesday at 11 o'clock. So join us again for another episode. I will be here with you. In fact, I might have a special guest because next week we're going to be doing an open live Q&A. And so I will literally just be taking whatever questions you have and answering them in regards to streaming and using StreamYard to level up your StreamYard streams or your streams. If you're using StreamYard, we would call them StreamYard streams. So that's what I got for y'all today. I hope you have an awesome weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. This is definitely a fun one, a little bit different. Played some music, played some other stuff. We got a little geeky with the arcade style music. Hopefully you liked it. And I'll tell you what, until next time, I'll see you guys later. See ya. Bye for now.